Welcome back, Stoic Sparks community. In today's video, we're going to explore the fascinating realm of intelligence and how Stoic philosophy can help us enhance our cognitive faculties. Join me as we discover 8 Stoic practices that can elevate our intellect to new heights. Hey there, Stoics. Before we dive into the practices, let's briefly touch upon the Stoic perspective on intelligence. The ancient Stoics believed that intelligence goes beyond mere knowledge. It encompasses the ability to reason, make rational choices, and cultivate wisdom. So, let's get started with our first practice. Cultivate mindfulness. Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. By practicing mindfulness, we can sharpen our focus, reduce distractions, and truly engage with the tasks at hand, allowing our intelligence to flourish. Mindfulness, as advocated by the Stoics, involves being fully present in the current moment and engaging with the task at hand. In our fast-paced modern lives, our minds often wander, and we become easily distracted. However, by practicing mindfulness, we can train our minds to stay focused and attentive, which is essential for enhancing our intelligence. Importance of focus 1. We're fully present and focused on what we're doing, whether it's studying, working, or engaging in any intellectual pursuit. Our cognitive abilities are heightened. Our attention becomes sharper, allowing us to absorb information more effectively and make connections between different concepts. Reduction of distractions. Sculpting mindfulness also involves reducing distractions that hinder our intellectual engagement. In our technology-driven world, distractions such as social media notifications, emails, and environmental noise can interrupt our thought processes. By being mindful, we can consciously minimize these distractions, creating a conducive environment for deep concentration and enhanced intelligence. Practice the journaling for self-reflection. Welcome back, Stoic Sparks community. In today's video, we're diving into the second Stoic practice for enhancing intelligence: journaling for self-reflection. Grab your favorite notebook and pen as we explore the power of introspection and how it can elevate our understanding and intellectual growth. Journaling is a powerful tool that the Stoics advocated for gaining self-awareness, clarifying our thoughts, and deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By regularly reflecting on our experiences, emotions, and beliefs, we can uncover invaluable insights that cultivate our intellect and wisdom. Journaling allows us to assess our actions and decisions, dissecting them with a critical eye. By examining our experiences and acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses, we can identify areas for improvement and make conscious efforts to enhance our intellectual capabilities. Through journaling, we can also explore Stoic principles and philosophies in a more personal and intimate manner. By writing down Stoic teachings, reflecting on their practical applications, and examining our own alignment with these principles, we can deepen our understanding of Stoicism and incorporate its wisdom into our lives. Journaling provides a safe space for us to process our emotions and thoughts. We can express ourselves freely, gaining clarity about our internal experiences. By recognizing and unpacking our emotions, we can develop emotional intelligence, which directly influences our intellectual responses and decision-making. By writing in our journals, we step back from the immediate pressures of life and gain a broader perspective. We can reflect on our experiences, challenges, and triumphs, seeing the bigger picture. This zoomed-out viewpoint allows for objective analysis, enabling us to engage with ideas and situations in a more thoughtful and intelligent manner. Journaling acts as a form of mindful awareness. When we dedicate time to sit down, reflect, and put our thoughts onto paper, we heighten our attention and engagement with our own experiences. This practice of focused introspection enhances our cognitive abilities and helps us live more consciously and deliberately. Practice 3. Persistent handling of trials. Welcome, team of Stoic Sparks. In today's video, we study the third Stoic practice, which helps the mind to improve and become more resilient. Prepare your notebooks, because now we will plunge into the world of overcoming trials and a strong spirit. Stoics suggest that we reconsider our attitude to the difficulties and trials in life. Instead of reacting negatively to them, they encourage us to use difficulties as opportunities for growth and improvement of our mind. Accepting the inevitable. One of the key ideas of Stoicism is the acceptance of the inevitable. We don't always have control over external circumstances, but we always have control over our attitude to them. Stoics teach us to look for ways to adapt and grow even in the most difficult situations. Overcoming fierce practice of steadfast handling of trials allows us to overcome fears and doubts that may limit our intellectual growth. Stoics urge us to go beyond our comfort zone, face difficulties, and develop through them. Search for lessons and experience facing challenges. We can learn lessons and experience that will help us develop. Instead of losing heart or complaining about fate, try to see in each situation an opportunity for learning and personal growth. This awareness and openness will help us use the trials to our advantage. Revision of good and evil. Practice of steadfast handling of trials also includes a revision of our ideas about good and evil. The Stoics teach us to see that the true good is concentrated in our inner state, in our virtues, and not in external material circumstances, which can be changeable. Undivided acceptance. Stoics preach undivided acceptance, an acceptable approach to life. We recognize that the world is constantly changing, and that trials are an integral part of our existence. Instead of struggling with the flow of life, we embrace it and perceive trials as a natural component of our path. The fourth Stoic practice, which consists in living in harmony with nature. In Stoic philosophy, nature plays an important role. She is regarded as a model of harmony, justice, and wisdom. Let's delve into this practice and find out how we can live in harmony with nature. Understanding nature. Live in harmony with nature means to understand its laws and follow them. Nature teaches us about the interconnectedness of all things and about the great power that resides in all living things. It reminds us of our relationship with the world and encourages us to learn from it. Harmony with the outside world. To live in harmony with nature means to accept and harmonize with the outside world. This does not mean passivity, but rather active participation in the world and adaptation to its changes. As nature changes its seasons and the course of life, we should be flexible and open to adaptation. Harmony with the inner world. Living in harmony with nature also means finding harmony with our inner world. Stoics urge us to pay attention to our inner well-being and emotional state, as well as our needs and values. This allows us to find inner peace and balance, like nature in its harmony. Acceptance of everything. Living in harmony with nature also requires our full acceptance of everything that happens in life. This includes accepting the inevitable changes, losses, and imperfections. As nature follows its natural order, we can develop wisdom and resilience by accepting all the events of our lives. The principle of self-sufficient living in harmony with nature also means appreciating and valuing the simple, sincere joys of life. We can enjoy simple pleasures, such as walking in the fresh air, socializing with loved ones, and finding beauty in the small details of nature. All sufficiency is the realization that happiness and well-being are already present in our lives, and we can discover them. Practice 5. The manifestation of virtues. Greetings, seekers of wisdom. Today I want to tell you about the fifth Stoic practice, the manifestation of virtues. Virtues play an important role in Stoic philosophy. They represent qualities and characteristics that we must develop in ourselves and manifest in our lives. Let's delve into this practice and find out how we can become more virtuous. Virtues are qualities and values that make us better people and help us achieve well-being. Among them are such virtues as wisdom, justice, courage, moderation, compassion, and friendliness. Each of these virtues is important for creating a harmonious and happy lifestyle. Wisdom is the main virtue of Stoic philosophy. It extends through all aspects of our lives and points us in the right direction. Wisdom requires us to develop understanding and knowledge so that we can make the right decisions and see the true nature of things. Justice is a virtue that binds us to society and other people. It requires us to be fair and honest in all our affairs and relationships. We must strive for equality, respect and promote the well-being of others. Courage is a virtue that helps us overcome fear and cope with problems and trials. This does not mean recklessness or lack of fear, but rather the presence of willpower and determination to act in spite of difficulties. Moderation is a virtue that teaches us to find balance and avoid excesses. She teaches us to manage our desires, emotions and needs so that we can live a happy and balanced life. Compassion is a virtue that directs our heart to understanding and caring for other people. It encourages us to be sensitive to the suffering and needs of others and strive to help them wherever we can. Compassion creates a warm and supportive community. Freundlichkeit is a virtue that helps us build harmonious and fruitful relationships with other people. She teaches us to be open, kind, and tolerant to different people. Friendliness creates an atmosphere of mutual understanding and mutual support. Practice 6. Accepting fate. 6. Stoic practice is the acceptance of fate. This practice will help us learn to accept wisely and humbly what does not depend on our will. The Stoics teach that there are many things in life beyond our control, and we can waste our energy and try to change what cannot be changed. Instead, we are encouraged to learn to accept fate with wisdom and dignity. Let's figure out how we can master this practice. Accepting fate means acknowledging that many aspects of our lives are beyond our control. It can be things like the weather, past events, other people's decisions, or even our own physical constitution. The Stoics urge us to let go of trying to control these things and instead focus on what we can control: our own minds and actions. Difference from indifference. It is important to note that accepting fate does not mean indifference or a passive attitude to life. This is actually an active and conscious process. Accepting fate allows us to remain calm and wise despite the difficulties or injustices we may face. This gives us the opportunity to choose our reactions to situations and does not allow them to control us completely. Wisdom and decision. Accepting fate requires wisdom from us and the ability to make rational decisions regardless of what is happening around us. Wisdom helps us to see the long-term consequences of our actions and choose the most prudent ways of action. It strengthens our internal stability and allows us to maintain balance even in the most difficult situations. Acceptance of imperfection. Often we think that everything should be perfect, but this is not true. Accepting fate requires us to acknowledge that life is not perfect and that we all make mistakes. We should be willing to accept our imperfections and learn from failures, instead of sinking into self-condemnation or constantly striving for ideals that are unattainable. Practice 7. Amor-fati. Love-fati. Introduction. Welcome. Today I would like to talk to you about the 7th Stoic practice, amor-fati, or love of fate. This practice encourages us to develop a positive and grateful attitude to what is happening in our lives, including difficulties and trials. Amor-fati means to love your destiny and accept it with unconditional love. Stoics teach that everything in life happens by inevitable causality, and it is important for us to treat this with respect and appreciation. Instead of resisting or resenting our fate, we can learn to see it as an opportunity for growth and development. Gratitude and acceptance. Amor-fati is based on gratitude and acceptance. Instead of focusing on what we lack or what does not meet our expectations, we can direct our attention to what we have and what our destiny offers us. We can appreciate every experience and lesson, even if they come in the form of trials or failures. Amor-fati also requires us to make a conscious choice. We can consciously decide that we will love and accept our destiny, despite the difficulties or injustice that we may face. We can choose to see every moment as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Accepting what is out of control. Often, we encounter situations that are beyond our control. Amor-fati suggests that we let go of trying to control these things and instead accept them humbly and lovingly. We can learn to see wisdom and beauty in what is beyond our control. and stop wasting energy on unrealistic attempts to change what cannot be changed. Practice 8. Meditation on Death. Introduction. Small. Today I would like to talk about the 8th Stoic practice, meditation on death. This practice encourages us to realize the inevitability of death in order to appreciate and use our time and life in the best possible way. Meditation on death. Meditation on death is the practice of clarifying our attitude to death and realizing that we are all temporary beings. The purpose of this practice is not to cause us fear or anxiety, but to use awareness of our own mortality as a reminder of the value of our life and the need to use every moment as fully as possible. The value of meditation on death helps us realize that our time is limited and that every moment of life has value. This realization can push us to stop putting off important things or relationships for later and start acting now. We can think about how we use our time and pay more attention to what is really important. Revaluation of the material. Meditation on death also helps us to reconsider our attachment to material things. When we realize that ultimately none of this can carry us through the border of death, we can be more conscious and balanced about material wealth. This can free us from unnecessary fussy worries and allow us to focus on deeper and more meaningful aspects of life. Recognition of uncertain time. Meditation on death also helps us to recognize the uncertainty of the future. There is no guarantee that we will live another day or that our plans will come true. This awareness should push us to appreciate the present moment and be more flexible and open to what may come. We can accept uncertainty as an integral part of life and learn to deal with it with wisdom and humility. End of the video. 8 Stoic tips for increasing intelligence. Thank you for watching this video about 8 Stoic tips for increasing intelligence. I hope you will find these tips useful and inspiring for your personal growth. Here are some important thoughts that I would like to leave you on. Take a mental exercise. Develop your intelligence by solving complex problems and doing new tasks. Be ready for challenges, because it is in them that you will see the greatest growth. 2. Manage emotions. Don't let emotions cloud your thinking. Be resilient in the face of difficulties. Keep your mind clear and make rational decisions without being influenced by fear or anger. 3. Learn the art of self-education. Read, study new subjects, expand your knowledge boundaries. Education is a constant process that allows us to develop and realize our intellectual potential. 4. Use Stoic philosophy. Study and apply Stoic principles in your life. They will help you develop wisdom, make the necessary decisions, and face life's challenges with high morals and intellectual ethics. 5. Develop willpower. Exercise self-discipline. Challenge yourself. Overcome laziness and procrastination. Willpower is a key qualitative attribute of successful people who are able to strive for constant intellectual growth.